The second bloom. Full story. Emma sat in her favorite corner of the cafe in Shoreditch, the window misted with rain and the scent of cinnamon rolls drifting from the counter. Her tea had long gone cold, untouched. Outside, the world moved on, but inside her, time felt slower, heavier. It had been 3 years since the divorce. 3 years since her world quietly came apart. She hadn't imagined starting over at 39. But here she was, a single mum to 10-year-old Oliver, juggling a job in publishing, school runs, bills, loneliness, and the eerie quiet of a house without laughter. People told her she was strong, brave, but sometimes, brave was just doing the dishes when all you wanted was to cry. Then, out of nowhere, came a Facebook message. James Whitmore. She blinked. It took her a moment to place him. University, English literature. The quiet guy who always wrote poetry in the library, always polite, always on the edge of the crowd. She remembered they had once shared a group project and he had written the most moving interpretation of a Keats poem she'd ever read. His message read, "Hello, Emma. I came across your profile on Sarah's page. I'm back in London after a long time. Would you fancy catching up over coffee sometime?" She stared at it, unsure how to respond. Part of her wanted to delete it and go back to her routine. The other part, the part that hadn't laughed in too long, typed back. "Sure. When and where? Their first meeting was cautious but warm. James looked different. More silver in his hair, a few lines around his eyes, but his voice was still soft, his eyes still thoughtful. Over flat whites and almond croissants, they talked. He told her about losing his wife, Anne, to cancer 2 years earlier. About raising his daughter Lily, now 7. About grief. About love. About how healing wasn't a straight line. Emma didn't say much at first. But something in James made it easy to open up. Over time, their conversations became weekly coffees, then afternoon walks with the kids, then late-night phone calls where they talked about everything from Shakespeare to parenting to the small fears that still tugged at their hearts. James never made grand gestures. But he remembered the name of her favorite poet. He brought Oliver a model airplane kit and sat down for 2 hours helping him build it. He always texted to ask if she got home safe. He listened, really listened. One Saturday, they took the kids to Hampstead Heath. As Lily and Oliver chased pigeons and climbed trees, James handed her a thermos of tea and said, "You smile differently now. Like your heart's slowly waking up." Emma looked at him. "I didn't think I'd ever smile like that again." Time moved on. Spring came. So did small changes. James started helping her with the school run on rainy mornings. They cooked Sunday dinners together. They'd read books side by side in silence, just happy to be near. One evening, after Oliver had gone to bed, Emma sat across from James on her sofa, the light low, her heart quietly full. "I used to think love was something that came once," she said. "And that if you lost it, that was it. You just carried the echo." James reached for her hand. "Sometimes, love comes back. Not as a storm, but as shelter." She smiled, eyes brimming with tears. "And sometimes, it's even better the second time around." 1 year later, in a small ceremony in a rose garden near Primrose Hill, surrounded by close friends and their children, Emma and James exchanged vows. Not because they needed rescuing, but because they had already rescued themselves, and found love not in perfection, but in the shared courage to begin again.